Time! Time! Time!
got a sniff of the fact that they could have another goal in the bag. No pressure as yet on any team, not with just 12 minutes done. Malaysia will hold on to it here. Yes, Ayman Yusuf. And that's Gareth McPherson. He's a very interesting coach. A lot of coaches, of course, do come in with their own speciality or unique stamp. Gareth has been an assistant coach with the Philippine women's national football team. He's currently an assistant coach with them. He has also served as an assistant coach and head technical analyst for the men's national football team. And we've got another misdemeanor spotted there, which means it's going to be an opportunity here for Team Malaysia. So Gareth McPherson, he played a key role during that memorable run to the semi-finals of the 2024 ASEAN Championship that Team Philippines had. And he's further solidified, well, his skill. He holds a prestigious AFC Pro Diploma. It's the highest coaching certificate in Asia. And that's very, very interesting. He's a very dedicated man and a dedicated, mentor and coach. Opportunity here. And it's Haikal who'll take it. So Uzziah just making, way for his teammate. Haikal Danish. It's another player known for his pace and ability to cut through defense lines of the opposition. Down the right flank, here goes Ayman. Here goes Alif as one. This time just looking to set one up, but safe hands there from Nicholas Guimaras. Coach knows that his lads have got to counter this, restore parity as soon as possible. There's definitely got to be a goal on the way for Team Malaysia, because in the current scenario, if they do sit and rest back or just get a tad bit comfortable, the lads in blue will be ever willing to strike once more. Pass there from Ubaidullah. 73% possession. That's changed since the last time we took it into account. For Malaysia, 27% for Team Philippines. Here goes Alif is one, and that is a missed opportunity, definitely. I think just didn't get in on the timing here. Hakimi Azim, lovely setup there from Izwan once again. And I think Azim just about misjudging the connection. Well, sometimes, all of us go through it. It's just that split second when, you have to make contact with the ball and we've got to play it down. It's Alif Izwan. The referee just decides to have a check on that. Lucero, was he guilty of a foul? Well, Lucero, of course, did make contact, and I think that's what the referee wants to check on. I think that's the important part, because I do believe, all seems to be well. So Team Malaysia will just resume the action as Ayman Yusuf finds it back here to Ayman Hakimi. Straight off here to Baidullah. Now taken away by Faris Danish. Just looking back at that goal, and we're going to play those replays for your game. Of course, it's just the first of many that will be, that will find their way home here. But absolutely copybook football from the two young Filipino stars. greatest opportunity there. Talking about the Filipino stars, of course, it was Atuabang Banatao. And what a way he knocked that in. And he did have, of course, a helping hand from Mariona. Corner opportunity will be taken by Haeckel. Ah, that's got to be disastrous. Olive Iswan, he's really, really keen on either getting his name on the scoreboard or getting another teammate's name on the scoreboard. Well, he was at the right place, but it looked like it almost, well, sailed out. Well, past the near post for Olive Iswan. Well, the sound could have been, well, it seems like that ball came off the boards, but Team Malaysia still in waiting for their first goal. Run there from Mariona. And this time you've got a Philippines player who's down. Trying to figure out whether it's an injury, but I think the referee's satisfied that he can continue with the game. Oh, talk about that. Talk about that. That's just sheer luck here, you'd say. But Team Philippines, they've got something about them today. Oh, it's just the most, well, different scenario when you see Team Malaysia having to just struggle to get that equalizer. And the Philippines are really holding them off. Now let's get a view of that. That should have been a brilliant goal, but straight off the woodwork once again. What an absolute miss here for Hakimi Azim. And what are the chances? So many times in this sport, the ball will hit the underside of the bar and actually find its way in. Well, Tierney, right there, and Olive Iswan arresting possession. Ubaidullah did make the effort. Well, he's been the hardest working player, you know, on the pitch, and I'm going to give that to Olive Iswan. No doubt about it. He's probably lost more in terms of, well, water than I have. And that's because he's actually playing. I'm just sitting here talking. We do have a player, of course, who needs attention. And it doesn't look to be too good because he's clutching his left arm. Just kind of get a view of what transpired there. That was Mariona rushing in, you know, as he took control of the ball. I think it was smart thinking on his part. Set it up nicely, but you just have to credit Banatao for that. Just broke it down, and you know, Team Malaysia just probably blinking for maybe a second. Wonderful goal. That's a goal that I'm going to remember, and I'm going to remember it not through this whole tournament, but even after this. A wonderful way to start off. So, Malaysia 0, Team Philippines 1. We do have a player who's being tended to, and as I said earlier, it does look good because it's a left arm, but he will be taken care of. Well, no matter what the sport is, you'll be surprised that, you know, whether it's a sport like table tennis or floorball or any sport comes along with one risk factor, and that's because the body, you turn and you twist, and it all depends on how you land or, you know, the collision that you have. Not that it can't be treated, but that's just the way it is. I do love those shots, you know, captured by a cameraman, and then, you know, we do have our EVS, you know, operators normally who work those replays for us always our unsung heroes, in the game itself. But they are the ones that pretty much bring it to our screens, so that we can, well, get a view of everything that's happening there, including the emotion and the expression of the players. And that would have been such a sublime goal. It was absolutely stunning, if you ask me, but a bit unfortunate. Hakimi, well, Azim, unable to reap the benefits of that one. So Gareth McPherson just having a quick word with his lads. And I do like the way that he goes about his business. He kind of stays connected, and having worked with teams, it's a strange thing if you think about it, because normally assistant coaches do tend to connect a lot with the team as compared to the main coaches, because a lot of the extra work is done by them. But Gareth, of course, is now the head coach of the under-23 team. It's definitely a knee injury, and Moon's just explaining that to Ubaidullah. I think it's the right thing to do. That's arm injury, sorry. Looks like it's probably could have just traumatized the shoulder or the rotator cuff a bit.
Substitution for Philippines. Player number 12, John Albert Lucero, replaced by player number 19, Julio Reyes Dalata.
So just to confirm this for you, it's John Albert Lucero, the number 12, who will be substituted, and he has got an injury. There's no doubt about it. And coming in for him is Andres Aldegur. So we've gone past the first quarter of the game, and that scoreline still remains the same as Banatao's strike will still hold strong. This time it's Alif is one. Well, it's taken it out, gets back up. Mario not just shaking at it and saying, let's get back to the action, right? And I think that's the real joy in a tournament like this. There's a good amount of camaraderie, and it's beautiful when you think about it, because many of these lads have faced each other, in the under-19s, or maybe the under-16s as well, under-18s. That was an absolutely brilliant run there by Eman Yusuf till he was stopped pretty much in his tracks, and good defensive work being put up. That was the captain, Gavin Moons. Good thinking on his part. But when I look at Nicholas Guimarães, I do think of another Philippines player. And I think a step too many in the box there, and that's just given Team Philippines a chance to pull that away from Team Malaysia. And Neil Etheridge, who's the captain of Team Philippines, he also plays for a club in Thailand, and I always remember him for that neon pink colors. It's really interesting, isn't it? I also remember there was another goalkeeper in Thailand, and I'm not sure if it was Kavan Thamsachanan or Sivarak Tetsungnion. But they're the lads who've broken these colors really in the region. I'm all part of them for that. They're wonderful, wonderful keepers, great footballers, amazing lads, and so are the lads in front of us today. So that possession hasn't changed. Philippines still with 27%. Malaysia, at 73%. It is a big difference. It is a big difference, so definitely. Pass back from Banatao would have been. But on the outside once more, yes, Ayman Yusuf. 27 minutes in. Remember, we will have a bit of time, thrown in for stoppages. But having said that, it's been fair game here, and this is really the way, the spirit in which this contest will play out. As I said this, there will be times when it gets heated, and that's because both sides of the pitch are passionate about what they do. But there's going to be a lot of, I know you mate have been there before, let's get on with it. And that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. So probably minus the drama. And by drama, I purely mean, well, players. But today, of course, we had a real injury, and we just hope that, John Albert Lucero is back up and about, and that we could have him for the next game. I do hope it's nothing more than just a bit of trauma to that area or something that can be fixed soon. Here's Heiko Danish. And that's found its way in. Well, Tierney would have been happy about it, but the goalkeeper, of course, down. And the referees will just wave that off, so no change there in the scoreline. Fergus Tierney would have loved it. Just trying to figure whether there was, well, any contact. Well, it certainly seems like it, and Team Philippines appealing there, and Tierney didn't chase it down. So it's all fair here as the score remains unchanged. Team Philippines still lead by a single goal. Here's Guimaraes. Opportunity here as well for Team Philippines to do a bit of well, magic, and that would mean if they can extend that lead, or they can add another to their tally, I think it will be a very, very interesting battle. So as it currently stands, Team Malaysia still looking for a chance to get through. Let's run you through a few bits and bobs about the contest itself. Remember, the ASEAN Under-23 Mandiri Cup 2025, well, does have one big team in there, many big teams, but one team that are two-time defending champions, and that's, of course, Team Vietnam. It'll be very interesting to watch them in action. But having said that, coming up in just a little bit after this game, we've got Team Indonesia, the host nation, playing host to Brunei Darussalam. And I do believe there'll be a ton of people in attendance. So an opportunity, this time taken by Ayman Yusuf. Mohamed Ubaidullah just keeping his eye on the ball for the time being. Straight back to Ubaidullah. Looking for a helping hand there was Faris Danish. Well, it's been one very, very interesting turn of events here as Taninko takes the throw in here for Team Philippines. Things have just quietened down a little bit for the lads in blue. But having said that, I've been very impressed by them. And if they can keep the standard of play and extend it, they'll be a joy to watch through the whole tournament. And who knows, some of these teams turn out to be the dark horses that ride across the light before anyone else. And by that I mean the finish line. Zulhilmi, the goalkeeper, and that looks like it might be a worry. It's also going to be the first caution here. He has clashed with, Alif Iswan before. And I do believe that a referee, Koji Takasaki, is not too happy about it. Well, that's well spotted by him. So here we go. Yusuf setting that up. And that could have been really, really detrimental. So very good call there by referee Takasaki as Zachary Taninko of course, is handed a chance to do something special here today, but he's picked up a card. And that's for, well, 2 misdemeanors spotted there by the referee. Straight back here now to Nicholas Guimaraes. Ubaidullah will receive it. Back to, well, the right flank. Yes, Taninko with the long pass, and Bonatao looking to connect that home. But well spotted there by keeper Zulhilmi. Zulhilmi, Shirani. Another very fit goalkeeper. Just talking about how this contest has played out in the past and how it's playing out this year will be an entirely different thing. You'll get the same intensity, you'll get the same amount of enthusiasm, but it's a different bunch of lads. It's not like in certain club and, continental or, times that you represent the national team that you're going to find too much of a difference. But in a contest like this, you will get it. Just a bit surprising there with the fouls. This time it's Carino. Receiving end of the stick, it was Hakimi Azim. Just a bit of give and go down the center. And that's straight off the boards. Bit of a chase there between the two lads. That was Kamil Jasser and Hakimi Azim. Remember, for this contest, players born on or after the 1st of January 2002 weren't eligible to participate. The next time around, believe you me, this tournament is held, it'll become January 2004, and the next time it's all so still no change here as team, well, Malaysia really fighting hard to get back that single goal, because leveling the playing field, there's nothing better than that. And if you're wondering which are the teams that will be playing in this wonderful tournament. It's a very, very interesting one here, as I do believe one of the things to keep in mind is with 37 minutes gone, Team Malaysia will be very keen on restoring parity. Tierney well takes the tumble. The referee says play on. It's straight back here now to Marino. Marino receiving it back from Jasser Aminul. It's off to Liddell. Good pass to the right flank. I do like the way the Philippines are really working this out. Gavin Moons has, you know, kind of steered his ship in the right direction today. That's pulled away by Mariona. Mariona's got the ability to grab something special. It's up in the air, goes for a one-handed save. Sulhilmi now chasing it down on the outside. Penna. Well, we're looking at practically a little over 6 minutes left. Remember, I said we were going to throw in, well, some time for stoppages. Hemon Yusuf sending it back to Aminam Kimi. Here goes Siap. Pulling it away once again, looking to provide, then this could be dangerous, but a toe! That's the second time around they've split the Malaysian defense. Oh, that just was seizing the opportunity. Absolutely wonderful. Bonatao with the brace. And Team Philippines have 2 goals in the bag. And you can't just well, put it on to keeper Zulhilmi. I do believe he needs just a tad bit more support there. Inability to clear it. Ubaidullah misses the line of the ball. Bonatao says, I'll take it from you, sir, and let me send that home. Well, it wasn't as quick as the previous goal, but it was pinpoint in the direction that he wanted it to go in, and Gareth McPherson can't control himself. Well, I couldn't as well. That's just a sublime finish. So, for the time being, so far, Team Philippines now in the driver's seat. It's 2-0. You have to learn one of the absolutely phenomenal things to remember. Well, I'm a big fan of the entire Southeast Asian football teams, and I do remember when Cristiano Ronaldo had made, you know, that celebration so big, you know, the Killer X, what he does, or coup de grace in his own style. There was one lad who made it so popular in Asia, and that's just unbelievable. And that's Yafiq Rahim, who actually is a Malaysia player. What a talented, for my money, one of the lads I used to love watching as a midfielder. Great with distribution, great with attack. He was a little bundle of energy, but what a terrific star he was. And a great team. And Malaysia always produces great teams, so does. Well, the Philippines have also, you know, in recent years come out with some big stars, but Shafiq Rahim. He popularized that Ronaldo move and just saw Banatao doing it. And just brought that to mind. Having said that, here's an opportunity once again for Team Malaysia. And offerings on a silver platter, well, that would be actually, you know, a penalty. But offerings like this don't come up too many times in the game. So free kick opportunity, stepping up to do the honors. Here's Ziad. Will it be him to take it or will it be Hekel? Normally, he does make way or set it up for Hekel Danish. Or other lads thinking of a set piece. Straight up against the ball, and it was Ziad of Tours to take it this time. Well, one of the things to remember is that we've still got a second half, so don't put it past anything. Oh, that's well taken there. Not the best method to clear that, but that shot won't find the target. Eman Hakimi right behind it. Bushes looking back at O2 Abang Banatao. .69% possession for Malaysia, and Team Philippines with 31%. It's actually gone up a bit. Now, this is what you call really scoring against the odds, isn't it? That's just football, you know. You can have possession for 80 or 90%. Here goes Mariona taking that through. He's been the architect of the first goal here today. So just looking back at O2 Abang Banatao, he's 18 years old, born in 2006. He was born in Fairfax, Virginia, in the United States. He does have dual citizenship, but he represents Team Philippines. Plays mainly as an attacking, you know, forward. Loves the game absolutely. And if I'm not mistaken, is a part of the DC United Academy. He's still young, shows great promise here. So 5 minutes of added time is what we've got in that first half. 5 minutes for stoppages. I don't know about you, but it's been a very, very interesting and unpredictable first, you know, period. Not taking away anything from the lads in blue, but they've been fantastic, and you just got to credit them for it. And Team Malaysia have had their own, you know, joy as well. They've had, I think, Alif Iswan, as I said this earlier, he's been the hardest working player on that first 45. Tierney grips his leg, and the referee will say play on. Banatao still lurking around. That's a very good interception there. And decides to take the shot on goal. Banatao will rush in, but Zulhilmi will hold strong. Absolutely wonderful effort there from Delapo. That's Uriel Reyes Delapo. Saw the opportunity and decided to go with it. I'm sure that Team Malaysia would have a change in their game plan when they come on in that second period. Well, the first one's gone off, well, pretty much, it hasn't been the best day at office for any of them. But having said that, they have had opportunities, they've created them as well. So it's all about being able to get it right, but Little with the defense. And, well, that just needed a clearance. It definitely did. But I think a bit of damage control being done there by Team Philippines. Oh, he's played a good part here today, hasn't he? Zachary Taninko has been able to clear a lot of the danger that's got into his goal area. Bit of good assistance there to keeper Nicholas. And we've got Amirul. That's Kamil Jasser Amirul. I don't know whether he's got a slight cramp or whether a slight injury there to the lower part of his leg. And just missing out on that, connect to Baidullah. Could have just got it away. And that's where, the ball had actually already gone past him. So, you can't even blame him for that. That was a very nifty pass, actually. And what an outstanding finish there. And keeper Zalilmi not at all happy. And also has to do with his own teammates. He's probably expecting them just to step it up a bit. In terms of the defense. Well, he just reminds me so much of Neil Etheridge, and Neil used to have that same demeanor. Very calm, very collected. Changed over the years, but still is that calm, unassuming lad who stands near the bar. Of course, he's a lot bigger. Wouldn't be surprised if, Nicholas has had, much time to spend with the senior keeper, the current captain of the Philippine senior team, the national team. Olive is once again trying to set it up. Here goes Haeckel. Haeckel's got to find a way through, decides to scoop it up. Tierney! Needed to connect that home. Needed to connect that. Did make the effort as he launched forward. But I think the only one who's going to take joy from that is the Philippines, keeper. It was a bit tough. It was a bit tough. Did make the effort there, Fergus Tierney. Throw an opportunity taken up. Team Malaysia still very much in the mix. Remember, there's another 45 to go, even as we come to the end of this one. Pass here from Ziad. Eman Hakim. It's off to, the Philippines area. As the assistant referee waves the flag. Just in case, of course, you didn't catch it earlier. Quick reminder that our main referee for today is Koji Takasaki. He's being assisted by, and he's from Japan. He's being assisted by Tomoyuki Umeda of Japan. And you've got Kim Si Pasal of Cambodia. And our fourth official is from Vietnam. That's Le Vu Vin. Our match commissioner for today is Wo Vuai Thay of Vietnam. And Kangran Preacher of Thailand is our referee assessor. We've also got a reserve assistant referee, that is Ai Chitmo of Myanmar. And that's pretty much the end of the first 45. It's been a very, very constructive one for the lads in blue and red, and there's a reason for it. 2 goals in the bag, and both of them, of course, struck by Otu Abang Banatao. What a joy as he nets his brace. So it is Team Philippines who take that advantage into the break, and it'll be a very, very interesting second 45. So don't go anywhere. Stay with us right here as we continue with our coverage of this very, very exciting event, which is the ASEAN Under-23 Mandiri Cup 2025. And, well, 45 minutes more to go after this with a small break in between. Get yourself some refreshment or maybe a beverage just as I'm doing. But at halftime, it's Malaysia 0, Philippines 2. We'll be back with you in just a little bit to take you through the rest of this encounter. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to second half action at the Gelora Bung Karno Stadium as we launch into the next 45 of this thrilling encounter between Team Philippines and Team Malaysia. It's been a very, very exciting start for us, and we do have a substitution, of course. Well, two players coming in, to be precise.
Substitution for Malaysia. Player number 14, Mohammed Aiman replaced by player number 22, Ahmad Haziq Kabir.
So there we have it. Ahmed Haziq has come in, and he replaces Ahmed Hakimi. And Jian Karang has come in for his teammate, and that's Kamil Jasser Amirul. So we've got Kamil Jasser Amirul, who's out for Team Philippines, and coming in for him, that's Jian Karang. So new players, of course, do make a difference. We do have, of course, Uriel Reyes Delapo, who gave us that very nice effort earlier in the first 45. So into the second half here, let's find out what happens. Of course, the switching sides can sometimes change the fortunes of a team, and it will be interesting. Rushing to take that at breakneck speed was Faris Danish. And I do believe that Coach Mohamed, Nafusi would have definitely had a few words with his lads about, what they can do to counter the attack coming in. %71% possession for Malaysia, 29% for the Philippines, 11 attempts from Malaysia as compared to 5 from the Philippines. And the Philippines have just been, well, accurate with their efforts at this time around. Another close-up opportunity, guilty. It's Jian Karang. Well, definitely a tackle there on Hakimi Azim. It's a caution handed out as well, so 2 cautions handed out to the lads from the Philippines. They'll have to just play a bit cautious because you would need them for the next game, and these are key players, especially, the first player to pick up a caution, and that was, if I'm not mistaken, Zachary Taninko. So here go the 2 specialists with the spot kick. That's Ziad and Heikel. A chance here for Team Malaysia once again to reduce the deficit this time around. It's well struck and turned away. And, well, the referee would have called that. The assistant referee would have called that, and which is why Hakimi Azim just decided to go about it in such a smooth manner. Absolutely, well, no reason to stop an appeal for that. And having said that, that ball certainly did not sail well in. So no worries here for Team Philippines for the time being, as the lads in yellow, or the young Tigers, really have come in with the change of plans. So let's find out how that plays out here. Just a quick one on the Malaysian coach, Mohamed Nafusi. While we look at those attempts on goal and on target, Malaysia has had 2 out of 11 on target, and Philippines have had 3 out of 5, out of which they've got 2 goals. Sometimes less can be better, well, in a scenario like this. So Mohamed Nafusi, 47 years old, currently, the under-23, Malaysia under-23 coach. And he himself used to play for the Kelantan youth team between 1996 and 1997. In 1998, he moved to play for Terengganu. And with Terengganu, he won the Malaysia FA Cup in 2000 and Malaysia Cup in 2001. Transferred to Kedah. Successfully won the treble with them in 2007. And even moved on to play for his former youth team, Kelantan, in 2008. And that's going to be another caution. This time it's the captain who will pick it up, Gavin Moons, for a foul there on Hegel Danish. Well, definitely a tackle. Well, not needed if you ask me, personally. To be fair to him, he did get a touch of the ball, but all the same, that's of course a good call by the referee. So there's 3 cautions being handed out. And this time, Ziad decides to go for it alone. That's Ziad Al-Bashir. Banatao gets behind it. Straight at the feet there of Penna. And Mariona will stick to his guns. It's back to Ziad. Back pass there from Tierney's. Got it to the opposition, but not this time. I think Liddell just restoring it back to his keeper. That's the right thing to do. I would have thought that there was going to be an opportunity for it. Hegel Danish well, tripped over. Oh, that was such a nifty pass. And you can see that tuft of, the turf flying off. Oh, it's a bit unfortunate for him. Right place at the right time, though. Had to go one-on-one with keeper Nicholas. So just a reminder once again. That this is the ASEAN Under-23 Mandiri Cup 2025. And Malaysia not happy. So Tierney gets a foot there. It's a collision with Gavin Moons. And a quick warning there from the referee. Mate, you got to be careful. You already have a caution. I think he's just doing the right thing by telling him that. And he's a much-needed player on the side, being, the captain of the team. And I did promise you this earlier, that you were going to see the best of football in terms of exuberance and enthusiasm and stamina, and it is, because these lads are pretty much either approaching their peak or at their peak, and of course they'll only get better in time, and most seasoned happens to the best of us, doesn't it? Many of them established, and that's a bit of a knock straight off the back of Jian Karag. Alif Izwan, he's been a key player on the side today. Very, very active. Created quite a few, chances for his team. Chasing it down with conviction here. That's Faris Danish. Gets the 2 to Tierney. Tierney just missing that. Was trying to collect it. Well, don't know if you saw that earlier, but Alif Izwan with that absolutely sublime pass. Putting his skill on display. And there have been a few good moments like that. So Team Malaysia definitely still very much in it. And there we go, 72% possession for Team Malaysia, 28% for Team Philippines. Those attempts on goal are just, well, it just tells a story, isn't it? 3 on target out of 5 for the Philippines and 2 on target out of 11 for Team Malaysia. Oh, that certainly popped the woodwork, didn't it? Penna, Jared Penna. It's back here to Hakimi Azim, but not for too long. And I think he's got a slight bit of a worry there, Hakimi Azim. And the referee just checking with him. And that certainly popped the woodwork, didn't it? Straight off the crossbar, actually. Not a bad effort at all. And Zulhilmi wouldn't have been able to reach it because it was much higher. Got to credit Penna for that. Decided to let one loose. I did watch him in training. He's an energetic lad. He was really going about his warm-up in a very, very enthusiastic manner. We've got 2 players, of course, well, who need attention. Hakimi Azim is one of them. The other, it looks like it's Alif Iswan. And I think it could either be, it could be a, well, hamstring issue. It could be just a muscle sprain. Play, of course, will resume, but well, I said this earlier, Alif Iswan is one of the key players, you know, in the team, and much is required from him. I do love that. Well, you just got to credit, and I will always say this, referees are unsung heroes, and I've always maintained that. So we've got a change here, coming in, of course, for Hakimi Azim. It's going to be Abdul Rahman.
Substitution for Malaysia. Number 11, Muhammad Iswan, replaced by player number 17, Muhammad.
And Mohammad Nabil Qayyum comes in for Alif Iswan.
Replaced by player number 19, Abdul Rahman.
So that's our substitutions, and I do hope you will have caught that. So Abdul Rahman has come in for Hakimi Azim, and Nabil Qayyum has come in for Alif Iswan. It's been quite an interesting, well, turn of events here for Team Malaysia. And I was just having a chuckle a while back because referee Koji Takasaki, I just love the way he came out and said, "Calm down, that's my job, let me do it." And that's just the most polite way to say it. But, you know, it's got authority, and I think that's fantastic. It takes a lot to be an official. You know, sometimes you just take it for granted. You know, in school days, university days, I never played pro football, but, you know, having said that, there's a lot that goes into what the officials do. They train hard. They also, you see them doing runs on the days the teams are training. around the ground. They have to be fit, available, alert, stay abreast of, all the new updated rules and regulations, and maintain peace and order on the pitch. It's not the easiest, believe you me. Here goes Ubaidullah. Well, did try to rush through. Nabil Qayyum. It's off to, well, Mohammed's in the fray as well. Oh, Tierney with the 360, but that's picked up safely. Nicholas Guimaraes, alert to the danger, had his eye on the ball. It will be a corner opportunity, but excellent save there from the Philippines custodian. And that was quick as lightning. Our referee definitely did spot that ball spinning back, so it's a corner opportunity for Team Malaysia. It did go beyond the line. Now here's Haikal Danish. Will take the corner. Tierney gets right behind it. Straight back to Ziad. Ziad finding Mohammed. Now getting into the fray, it's Faris Danish. Just stripping it back to Ziad. Will receive it back from keeper Zulhilmi. Well, always a bit of joy when you think about it. A good run, and that'll be kept away. And that is some backup work. Well, first to save there from keeper Guimaraes, and then of course, well, Taninko just standing in the way of Fergus Tierney. That is terrific damage control being done there. A great backup plan as the Philippines defenders will come to the rescue of their goalkeeper. Still up in the air. Team Malaysia getting closer and closer now. Here's Haikal, takes the corner. Well, that's put away. Living life dangerously here for a bit was the Philippines keeper. Did step out of his comfort zone. Expose that goal for just a tad bit. The long pass. And Guimaraes says, I'll grab it, lads. Don't worry about it. Quick thinking on his part. Well, I'm not going to get too much into it, but attempts on goal have changed for the Philippines with 6. And Tierney does the jive. Well, just getting young Penna off his feet. He's an interesting player to watch, Jared Penna. Probably smaller than most of the lads, in his team. But he's got excellent skill when it comes to attack. And a free kick opportunity for Team Philippines. It's been a while since they got one. Did they even get one, I would think. And it's Mariona who'll take it. Well, he's going to go in for the distance. He's going to go in from a distance to cover the distance. So we've got a few changes coming in for, the Philippines as well. Harry Nunes. Who will be coming in for Jared Penna. And it's Mariona who'll take the corner. Or would that be the Philippines' first corner? And we've also got Carl Absalon, who will come in for, well, Carino. So here we go. Carino will be substituted, replacing him. It's going to be Absalon, and Harry Nunes will come in for Jared Pena. Oh, Pena's really, it's a bit of an energizer bunny. He's kept the whole team motivated right through the first 45. So here's Gian Karag. Takes the throw in. Banatao sends it down. Absalon was trying to set it up. Team Philippines still with it. Here's Mariona. Needs to get it past. Decides to slip it back, but Talapo won't be able to get it covered. 66 minutes in. There's no change in the scoreline as Philippines still hold that 2-goal lead that they, well, had when we went into the break. The Mandiri Cup 2025 continues right here at the Gelora Bung Karno Stadium. So Faris Danish goes out and Shafizan comes in for him. Haris Danish, well, leaves and it's Shafizan Arshad who'll come in. Straight back here. Looking for an opportunity this time around was Hasik. Here's Mariona. And that's just a substitution for, well, the player who came in earlier, well, Shafizan. And, well, he did come in to replace Faris Danish, who's also been a key player in today's game for his team. Tierney was looking for an opportunity. A decent enough delivery coming in from Nabil Qayyum. I do remember, you know, Coach well, Gareth McPherson saying that there are a couple of seasoned players in Team Philippines, and then there are a couple of a lot of newer players who play for, you know, the Philippines youth team. And he did mention as to how this under-23 squad is pretty much a mix where some players will teach, some will learn, some will adapt. And I do believe that for some reason, it's just worked beautifully today for this opening game. A fancy bit of footwork, but I think a step too many from Nabil Qayyum. And that is on collision. I don't think the referee's going to be too happy about it, but Ziad Al-Bashir, well, colliding there with Jian Karaig. Well, that's a challenge if you ask me. But I'm not the lad on the ground, so... Just a quick look there at our lads from Team Philippines. And that's Pena. Well, if you did want to know how, this the Mandari Cup 2025 is going to pan out, let me run you through all the teams, who are taking part. You've got, I'll go through the groups. In Group A, you've got Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, and Brunei. Host nation Indonesia will play host to Brunei Darussalam in the next game. In Group B, you've got Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos. And in Group C, you've got Thailand, Myanmar, and Timor-Leste. Now, here's a very, very important part to consider. Indonesia, Malaysia have been long-time rivals, so they've got a big game that's going to happen in this group as well. Having said that, I think we've already started with a big game. So, only excited to see what even the next game, will bring forth when Indonesia and Brunei clash. So all said and done, we are looking at exactly 10 teams in the mix. 4 in Group A, 3 in Group B, and 3 in Group C. And before I sound like I'm the man leading the draw of this tournament, it's time to get back to the action. That's a good punch. Nicholas Guiamares knocks that ball away just in time. The long pass, but it will be pulled away just in time. Well done there by Absalon. The challenge for it as Nabil Qayyum tries to get it away. And Absalon will pick up a caution. Quite a few yellow cards have been, pulled out here today. And referee Takasaki will say, come on, lad, let's get on back with the game. Get back to your position. Well, definitely. Well, tackled there from behind. And it looks like we do have a player down still from the Philippines. What I do love about this, matchup is that it's been a fairly pacey one. I wasn't expecting it. I'm going to be very truthful about that. I was expecting it to be very competitive, but it's been a fast game. And that makes it just so enjoyable, doesn't it? A very, very pacey game. Had a few injuries, of course, and that's bound to happen. But I do hope that these lads, of course, do have minor ones, which allows them to get in for, their next challenge, because they're needed for the team. And it's now that was such a miss here, where Faris Danish, of course, was denied the joy, and then Tierney was kept away by Pena. Absolutely wonderful. But just stand the path there. Jian Karag putting up a strong obstruction for Safizan. This time Liddell will clear it as Mohammed makes all efforts to get possession for his team, which they have. So that brace by Banatao still stands as it's currently 2-0. Well, 15 minutes left in this game before we hit the 90. But let's not forget that we will have, of course, added time thrown in for stoppages. What an opportunity here. Good bit of a thump on that. I hope you picked up that sound. I always love it. Well, back in the good old days when I was a child watching games, all that you could rely on was being too close to the ground to hear that. But now on your screens, you can actually feel, the magic of that. And I think Banatao's got an issue, definitely. He's keeled over twice, and it looks to be a problem for his, right calf muscle. Well, he did stop once before. And Jian Karag is putting a plan into motion just as we speak. He's played a part here today. Otto Abang Banatao definitely played a part, known as Otto Abison. Outside and to his teammates. Through an opportunity will be taken by Eman Yusuf, who finds Ahmed Hazik. Hazik, shifting it to Ubaidullah. Well, Nabil Qayyum, I've got to say, given it 100% ever since he's got onto the pitch. He's gone hammer and tongs, at the Philippines goal whenever he's had the opportunity.
Substitution for Philippines. Player number 7, Otto Banatao.
So Otto Abang Banatao will come in. And replacing Banatao, it's going to be Andre Rafael Aldeguo.
Substitution for Malaysia. Player number 8, Mohammed bin Al-Khalid. Replaced by player number 20, Mohammed bin Al-Khalid.
So we do have a midfielder, Mohammed, for Malaysia, who's also been substituted. And, coming in for him, it's Danish Shamir. Or Siamer. So Danish Siamer comes in. That's Andre Aldegoa, who came in for Banatao. Quick defensive measures been taken by Nabil Qayyum. You know, whenever you have to look back at some of our players and you try and figure out their roots and how, you know, football, actually takes birth, or, you know, the roots of their football career. And it's a very interesting one. And Mohamed Ubaidullah not too happy by the actions of the opposition. Was just looking back at the Philippines keeper, Nicolas Rodriguez Guimares. He was 18 years old, was born in Narashino in Chiba, in Japan, and currently plays for Juntendo University in Japan as well. He's definitely a interesting lad to watch on the pitch. Having said that, the Malaysia captain of the under-23 team missed out on too many opportunities today, but he's done his level best. And Nicolas Guimares, quick tap to get that away. So Ubaidullah, Samsul, 21 years old, top-class defender, strong with his tackles and marking players, great distributor, capable of creating opportunities, and he was involved in every minute of Malaysia's campaign at the, AFF or the ASEAN Under-23 Championship 2 years ago. And he's also appeared in all of Terengganu FC's matches last season, and that was in the ASEAN Club Championship, the Shopee Cup. I don't know if you were part of it, but the Shopee Cup had its own fever, and that's the beauty of football in the ASEAN region. The Shopee Cup has its own thrills, and it's all about club, where you support your favorite club. And then you get to, the Mandiri Cup 2025, and it's all about supporting your country. And a lot of rivals, of course, play alongside each other, and it's such a joy. Change in possession. Philippines have gone up by 1%. Malaysia 70% possession. Philippines 30%, sorry. But the Philippines, of course, have had 3 on target out of 7 attempts. Malaysia have had 17 attempts. And it's all about, I do believe, Team Malaysia will go back and look at that. It's just the accuracy factor. It hasn't been spot on, but not taking anything away from the Philippines defense. They've been a thorn in the side of the Malaysian attack. Still about 7 minutes left. And Team Malaysia still very eager to make the difference. Do keep in mind the fact that this event will run all the way across till the 29th of July. Yes, the Mandiri Cup 2025 has got good legs, and we're happy about that. On the 25th of July, we'll have the first, the semi-finals being played out. That's followed by the third place match, which will be played out on the 27th, if I'm not mistaken. And then, of course, we finally have the finale, which will be played out on the 29th. And it will be interesting. Could we have a new champion this year, or will the defending champions claim it once again? Let's wait and find out. Let's find out. Vietnam, of course, have been stars pretty much in their own right with that. Vietnam having won the previous 2 ASEAN Under-23 championships. And Gavin Mewens doing his level best to, defend for his team. Well, time is of the essence here, and there's just about 5 minutes left. Mariona still looking to make a difference, as the Philippines keeper does get that ball out of harm's way. There will be a bit of added time thrown in for stoppages. So there we go once again. Malaysia 5 on target out of 17 attempts. Philippines 3 on target out of 7 attempts. Tells us a bit of a story. Oh, that was a mighty kick there. Came from Shafizan. And it was Aldego. Well, he took that knock off his back. He seems to be all right. Actually, it's Aldego with the push there. Was just looking at, the statistics at the end of the first period, and that pretty much, set the tone for us, why Philippines had the lead. Malaysia had 267 passes with 87 that were accurate. Philippines had 95 with 73 that were accurate. While the fouls conceded by Malaysia were just 4, for Philippines it was 9. And they also had a yellow card. But they had 1 offside, no corners at all, so I was right that their first corner came in the second period. And Malaysia had 7 corners in that first period. And I think they just about missed out on, grabbing opportunity by the horns there. That's Mariona who's down now. Well, gets the nudge there from Nabil Qayyum. Well, I think the coaches have been very, very proactive today. Well, they always are. It's just that, the mics now allow you to hear that. Here, Shafizan. Well, the Malaysian Tigers, definitely not happy. Would have liked this to have gone a little bit better. Having said that, it's been a surprise package from Team Philippines. There's still a bit of time left. And with the added time thrown in for stoppages, there's always an opportunity for Malaysia to crawl back into it. Well, easier said than done. Easy for me to talk, to be fair. Oh, what a miss. What a miss there for Danish Yamir. But you've got to credit him for picking that up. Well, decides to go solo with it. Definitely, the coach of Team Philippines just trying to get the lads to fall back into defense. And Nicholas Guimares picking up a caution as well, and that's probably for time. Remember, always a stipulated time counted in seconds by the time the ball has to leave the goalkeeper. And there we had it, added time,
Additional time,
5 minutes. 5 minutes of added time, thrown in for stoppages. As Karak takes the throw in. Of course, we do have a confirmation on that, and it's exactly as I put it earlier, that the goalkeeper, well, Nicholas Guimaraes, did receive a caution, and that's simply because, well, as I said, the ball has to leave the goalkeeper's hands within a few seconds. He can't hold on to it forever. Sometimes referees will caution you. It's the second time around they'll pull out a card. And, well, that's the rules, and every goalkeeper knows that, but some keepers will stall all the same. Well, no need for Guimaraes to do that here today, and I don't think he did it intentionally, but having said that, you've still got to stick to the rules. So, well, nothing on target so far for Team Malaysia, and I do believe it's very interesting to see, well, if they can, well, salvage a bit of pride, score a goal here just in this first game. Having said that, there's still a few more games to go. Remember, there are 4 teams in this group, which is Group A. There's also Indonesia and Brunei. And I think this is an eye-opener for all of us. Do not take any team for granted. And to be fair, if any result was expected or speculation was spot on, I'd be disappointed myself. Because you always want it to be unpredictable. That's just the joy of sport. Once again, defensive work being done there. Karak standing in the path of Shafazan. He's got a bit of a war cry there, Karak. Well, they'll be aware of the time, and you know, that's just going to work in their favor if they can. We'll just hold on for a little bit more. They're not a team to be taken lightly because, you know, as I said earlier, Team Malaysia do have, well, many accolades. They've got strong players in there. And, you know, to be fair to them, they've got players playing for clubs. All these lads are actually playing for clubs. Some for Johor Darul Tazim, like keeper Zalemi and Haziq Eman, the other keeper. Then you've also got lads playing for Kuala Lumpur City, Terengganu, Selangor, Mokhtar Dahari Academy, Penang. And Mohamed Khalil also plays for Nakhon Pathom United. So these lads are all seasoned club players. Nabil Qayyum. Oh, he's been excellent to watch here. Will miss out on an opportunity once again. But really giving it 100%, just like his teammate Alif Iswan earlier. Nabil Qayyum, the striker who plays for Selangor. Another opportunity missed. Well, time moves on, and I do believe Team Philippines have definitely got one hand on victory here. And you can't take anything away from them. They played a stellar game, and pretty much doing the groundwork for this victory, I would believe, in that first 45 itself. But the game's still on, so... And Gareth McPherson's done a good job here. Done a really, really good job. Very admirable. Having said that, do expect Team Malaysia to bounce back. And I'd want to see them do that, there's no doubt about it. A very strong team, yes, Ubaidullah. Straight off here to Shafizan. Shafizan receiving it back. And that's pretty much the end of it. What a joy here as Team Philippines start off with a very, very convincing victory. It's been an excellent game from the lads in blue and red. And what a joy. Banatao netting a brace to seal the victory in the first half itself. It's been a terrific game. Zachary Taninko, well, also gets to savor the fruits of his labor. But this is the lad who made it all possible here today. Otu Abang Banatao. Terrific work from goalkeeper Nicholas Guimaras as well. And it's ended in the first game of the ASEAN Under-23 Mandiri Cup 2025. Malaysia 0, Philippines 2. I do hope you've enjoyed the action from this encounter. My name is Glenn Mascarenas, and I'll be, well, there with you through the next game as well when Indonesia play host to Brunei. Catch you then.